Wonder Quintana coming to you from the Beehive at cubiesquest.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Hershey's One Kiss teacup using the Time for Tea bundle. Now this bundle consists of the Time for Tea stamp set and the Spot of Tea framelets. You will need both of these to make the teacup, so I recommend getting them as a bundle because you can save 10%. These little teacups hold one Hershey's Kiss on the inside, and I've created a little plate to go under the teacup, and I think these would make the perfect little favors for an upcoming event. The good news is that they're pretty easy to make, so let's get started. To start off with, we're going to make the tent that houses the Hershey's Kiss. So you're going to need your simply scored scoring board, and you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 4 inches by 7/8 of an inch. And I'm going to put the 4-inch side up at the top, and I'm going to score at the 1-inch mark, the 2-inch mark, and the 3-inch mark. This is what the strip looks like when it's scored, and you're going to fold it along all the score lines. We're going to glue it together so it forms a triangle, and I'm going to use Tombow glue to do that. Just put some glue on one of the tab ends. Then you're just going to bring the end segments together and overlap them and press down to form the little triangle. You can set this aside. Next, you're going to need a scrap piece of thick Whisper White cardstock, and you're going to need your basic gray ink pad. I'm going to open it up, and you're going to need the teacup stamp. Ink it up and stamp it down. Next, you're going to need your Big Shot, and I've got my regular platform here with a thin die adapter on top, then one of the cutting plates. You're going to need your stamped image. You're going to need the teacup framelit, and you're just going to place that so it is around the teacup. And once you have that centered, you're going to take the second cutting pad and place it carefully on top so the die doesn't shift. I'll keep my thumb there until the Big Shot catches it and run it through. Here's the teacup image, and now we're going to cut the teacup away from the saucer. So I'm just going to take this, come around with my paper snips, and just cut the bottom of the teacup away. This is pretty easy to do once the top has been done. And there's the little teacup. Now I'm going to take my Stampin' Blends and color the teacup. I'm going to be using both the light and dark Pool Party and the light Daffodil Delight. So I'll take the brush tip of my Pool Party, the light color. I'm just going to brush it all along my teacup to give it its base color. Come in and do the inside and do the handle. Next, I'm going to take the dark and give it some highlights. So I'll come along the top part of the teacup, along the rim, and I'm going to highlight some of the lines, like this line down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to come in with my daffodil brush marker, and I'm just going to come in and I'm going to highlight the center design just to give it a bit of contrast. Then I'm going to bring my tent back in and also my Tombow, and I'm going to put Tombow on one of the sides of the triangle. I'll start at the top, and I'm not going to go all the way down to the very bottom because my teacup doesn't go all the way down. And now I'm just going to add my teacup to the triangle. There's going to be just a little bit less than 1/8 of an inch down here at the bottom that won't be covered by the teacup. You'll want to center the base of the teacup on the triangle like that. And then we can set this aside. Next, we're going to create the saucer for our teacup. So I'm going to need a scrap piece of cardstock and the 1 1/4 inch circle punch. You're going to need to punch 2 circles. And I'm going to glue the 2 circles together, so I'll just use some snail to do that. I just want these 2 to be stuck together, like that. I can set this aside for a moment. Then you're going to need your Big Shot again, and I've got a scrap piece of Pool Party here, and I'm going to be using the smaller of the 2 scallop circles. Place that on my Pool Party cardstock. I'm using the same sandwich as before, so I'll put my cutting plate on top and I'm just cutting this out. And here is what's going to be the saucer. Now we're going to change things up because we're going to emboss the center of the saucer. So I'll get rid of some of the things I don't need. I will need the base platform, the Big Shot platform. I will not need the thin die adapter, and I'm only going to be using one of my cutting plates. So we'll start off by building the sandwich. We've got the Big Shot platform and one of the cutting plates. Stampin' Up! Now has Big Shot embossing mats in the catalog. When you buy them, you get 3 things. You get a thin blue silicone mat, you get a thicker gray silicone mat, and you get a white impressions pad. Today, we're not going to be needing the blue silicone mat, so you can set that aside. The next thing we're going to put on our sandwich is the gray silicone embossing mat. I'm going to put this pretty close to the entrance of my Big Shot here. And then I'm going to take my die cut piece and I'm going to position it near the edge. This is really important because if you don't position it near the edge, your circle will probably shift while it's going through the Big Shot. Then remember the circles that we just cut out and stuck together. I'm going to center them right on top of my scallop circle. Make sure it looks nice and centered. And once you've got that aligned properly, you're going to take your white impressions pad and carefully place it on top. And then I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. And here is my little saucer. Isn't that cute? Next, we're going to bring back in the teacup, and I'm going to put Tombow on the bottom of the triangle. And we're going to adhere that to the plate. It's going to cover up part of the inner circle, but you're still going to be able to tell that it's like a little saucer. And I think that's a cute little detail to have. To add just one more thing to the teacup front, I'm going to take a rhinestone jewel and my paper piercing tool to lift it off. And I'm going to add the jewel to the front of my teacup, just to give it a little bit of bling. And the last thing we're going to do is add the Hershey's Kiss, and you'll want to add it to the side that doesn't have the handle. So I'm going to slide it in the pointy side first to the top of the tent, and then I'm going to rotate the bottom into the inside like that. And the kiss should stay in fairly well. And there you go. It's an itty bitty cute little teacup with a Hershey's Kiss surprise on the inside. I think this would make the perfect favor for a birthday party or a bridal shower. All the supplies you'll need to make this cute teacup are available for purchase on my blog. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Bye for now. If you like this tutorial, be sure to check out all the free with purchase tutorials available on my blog. The Hershey's Frog is just one of the exclusive tutorials that you can choose free with a minimum purchase in my Stampin' Up! Store. Hi, it's Brenda again. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also visit my blog for more information on my projects and to learn about my rewards program, or just watch another one of my videos. Thanks for watching.